ATM withdrawal fees. At Eastern, we say, why choose? Check out our Kasasa checking accounts and find out how you can get both. For more information, visit bankeasternct.com, call us at 860-889-7381, or stop by any of our branch locations today. Eastern Connecticut Savings Bank with offices in Norwich, Jewett City, and Plainfield. Member FDIC. Do you, Kasasa?
You see the signs everywhere. No alcohol if under 21. No tobacco under 21. No vaping supplies under 21. It's 21 for a reason.
Youth that use alcohol are more likely to engage in other risky behaviors, such as gambling. Learn the warning signs and how to talk to your children about addiction.
It's 21 for a reason. Brought to you by CIRAC and funded in partnership with SAMHSA. Find out more at CIRACCT.org.
Your community radio.
Live from Main Street.
Mike Minarski and Rich Wasilick in the morning. And 80s all day and night.
SNSN.
Hey, Richard. What's up? What's up?
Welcome back.
Hey, how was your weekend? I mean, I don't ever see you anymore. I miss you.
Busy.
I miss you so.
Busy. Got a live burn for the fire department on Sunday. That took all day. And
A what?
live burn training.
Oh, it's training. Okay.
Yep. So,
You guys just weren't starting something and going, hey, look at
that
this.
was the way we started it.
You do?
Yeah.
Where do you guys do stuff like that? Or is it an undisclosed location?
No, the training was in East Putnam.
East
Putnam Fire Department. Yeah.
Okay.
And then one of the instructors up there has a company that teaches fire department stuff and fire extinguishers and stuff like that. So him, Brian Pepin actually was a part of it.
Oh.
And Jamie Sinay. They had some of their instructors that teach for them all the time. So they ended up doing our annual live burn because it's required to be done every year. It was like a requalification type thing.
Got it. We've got a lot of our stuff this week that we're doing here is really kind of filtered around Griswold Public Schools.
Yeah.
So, like yesterday, we did a ball game, Griswold against Ellis Tech. Ellis Tech won the game by the score of 10-6.
Wow.
Tomorrow morning, we're going to have Ray Churchill on with some students to promote the play Grease.
Yes, I know some
that
of
is
them in
opening
it.
this week. Yeah, so do I.
Some of them are cadets in the fire department, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, which ones?
The Hamlins.
AJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's also a baseball player, too.
Yes, he is. Yeah. Pitcher or something like that. Yeah. First baseman, pitcher.
Does play first base. Yes. So let's see. There's that. What else is coming up? Oh, we got Sean McKenna coming on this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and look, there's my little girl in the chat room.
Right?
Yeah, she popped in there.
Oh, excellent.
Why are you not at school? I guess is the question.
Well, maybe she is.
But I love you just the same.
She probably is at school.
She goes, "Hey, Daddo."
Yeah. They can watch
Hey,
video.
Ribbo.
They can watch video at school now. Nick is always on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Got it. So we're going to talk to Griswold Public Schools Superintendent Sean McKenna and Glenn Labossiere this morning.
Oh, two of them.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Glenn is the Director of Teaching, Learning, and Innovation.
Innovation. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. So
at the computer room.
Top two kids on the totem pole are going to be here.
Excellent.
So, bye. Love you too, little girl. I love it when my little girl pops in there. She's just so sweet. Hey, Ray. Yeah. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. He's Ray Bones jumps in and says, "Good to see you're safe from the Ashland Street shelter in place." And
yes.
So we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. We're gonna talk to that more around 9:00 or so. But first off, we're gonna talk to, like I said, Mr. McKenna and Mr. Labossiere. We're gonna talk about the proposal of a new athletic field that's going to hopefully, I'm saying hopefully will be built.
Yep.
But we're going to go ahead and speak to the folks over at Griswold Public Schools. So when you want to get information, what do? You get it from the people that can actually provide it.
Right from the horse's mouth.
So anyway, Mr. McKenna actually is here.
He's ready?
Oh, yeah, there. Hello, Mr. McKenna.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you guys doing today?
Oh, trying Tried after, the debacle on Ashland Street yesterday, which was pretty crazy, it didn't turn out to be what everybody thought it would be.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that
Okay,
later.
yep.
So, and there's Mr. Labossiere. There we go. Are you there?
Yep. Good morning.
Okay. So, gentlemen, we first of all, thanks for joining us, especially on such short notice and everything. We put up a poll yesterday about would you vote yes for a new public multi-purpose athletic field? And just in our little non-scientific, non-Quinnipiac poll, it's a 2-1 yes so far. Myself personally, I don't have a problem. I'd vote yes all day long, 7 times over. Mr. McKenna, can you give us an idea of what the first steps are, say, like pertaining to the study that you talked to the Board of Finance about the other day?
So thank you for having us. And I'm, happy to talk about it, to kind of like take a few steps back and give everyone some perspective. There was a ad hoc committee that was endorsed by the Board of Education with Board of Ed members on it, Shannon Webster, Marty Osga, and a bunch of community members that have been meeting for about well over a year, close to a year and a half now, that have been pursuing the topic of what it would look like to have a multi-purpose field where the football field and track area for girls and boys track, for football, for girls and boys, Glenn, correct me if I'm wrong, lacrosse and soccer, and it would be a turf field, and they've seen different presentations. And this has culminated in the first step, is to have a study done to see what it would take by an architectural and engineering firm to do all the front end work of studying the fields, looking at the necessary steps to get things approved, to get things validated, for a number of reasons. Obviously, the goal is to have a new field, but something that doesn't need repair, that's attractive to all students, all residents, and so forth. And we were talking about potentially a multi-year project, but this is the first step. So we did a request for proposals. We received a proposal from an architectural and engineering firm that is very well credentialed, that has worked with a number of districts and schools and projects throughout Connecticut to kind of give us the necessary information that we need so that we can share it with the stakeholders to move forward. However, Glenn is here because this is not the first time that Griswold has pursued this topic, right, Glenn?
Years ago, we did investigate trying to go to a turf field. Obviously, turf has come a long way since that first investigation, as far as being safe and all of those things. And if you go throughout our Eastern Connecticut Conference, many schools are on turf now, or multi-use fields for everything. It would be a big advantage for us as far as parent-wise. They could have more night games for soccer. And those things, you can play double headers. You could easily do a double header soccer game after school at night. For other times of the year too, for spring, obviously for track, we'll be on the new track, but it also allows, as we know in New England, baseball, softball in March, sometimes our fields are unplayable. It gives them also a space where they can go down and do some ground balls, things like that. So it would be great all year round for us to have a new multi-purpose field down there.
So step number 1 is a study, correct?
Yeah, and we presented the proposal to the Board of Finance. They were very gracious, and publicly thank them to approve this study to go forward now. So we're working with the company to get a contract and get all the stuff situated so we can move that study forward.
Ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
So just out of my own curiosity and my ignorance of these studies and everything, why do they cost $30,000?
Because you're paying for, in order to do a project like this, you're paying for people that have the knowledge, the skill set, and that can research all the different components to the necessary steps that are involved with this, from approvals, from from existing land study, from working with different potential contractors to see what it would take. You don't want to cannonball into a project like this without having that first step done. And then, something pops up, and lo and behold, you have all kinds of problems. We want to make sure our T's are crossed and our I's are dotted. And that was the will of this committee and the Board of Ed.
So they would go and research the fields, on what's underneath them, surveys and stuff like that. That's what all that is about.
Yup, working with the different commissions, doing presentations, answering questions that the community has, doing presentations for the Board of Ed, obviously for just to sort of ease people's concerns about this and to ensure that the taxpayers' funds are invested wisely.
So there's a I don't know if can you see the comments on the side on the sidebar?
I can't. Glenn, can you see him? I can't.
No.
Okay. So here's a comment that was put up just a moment ago, and can you see that now?
Yep.
Okay. Richard Waldron says softball. You mentioned taxes, so softball raises its own money, so taxpayers were not paying. He says the rest can do the same. Can you comment on that?
So there's going to be different points of view on this, and the softball Fields of Dream project was a different project, and there were some willing participants to execute that project, and we're very appreciative for that. This is much larger in scale, and this is a multi-purpose field, as Glenn has explained, that would cast a wide net on various sports, various seasons, and various opportunities. And the other thing, in doing some initial research with neighboring districts and districts in southeastern Connecticut, a lot of the turf fields are used year-round and have a potential to bring in greater revenue. Lastly, the turf fields are, from my understanding, they address the issue that we've been having with the track and the football field in the past 6 years, going on 7 that I've been here. It reduces the need for consistent repairs. Glenn, I don't know if you wanted to add anything to that.
Yeah, down there, as you know, fields tend to run towards the water, so that one area of the field always seems to be like we're always trying to maintain it, keep up with it. Over by the scoreboard area, it seems like that place always gets kind of like a marsh over there. So this would alleviate those issues with the fields, and also cancellation of games. You can play pretty much in any weather. All of those things for soccer also. I know in our soccer field out front's a very nice field, but there are many times when it rained for a day and a half, and then we're trying to play on those fields. So it eliminates all of those issues, which also in the big picture, as my former hat as an athletic director, then you're asking, makeup games. Now we have 5 buses after school to try to go somewhere, and it puts strain on the bus company. So it alleviates a lot of those issues, and we can play a lot more night games, which also takes some pressure off parents trying to get to the games at 3:45 starts.
Like baseball games,
pretty much,
because baseball games are pretty much 3:45, 4 o'clock, and that you see parents filtering in and out, later on during the game, because that's really what time they can
tough
get there.
Time, yeah.
So the survey.
I'm looking at the comments. So there's one comment, I figured this out. One of the comments: would this field lead to moving the baseball field to a different location? No.
Oh, so you can see this.
I can. I'm sorry, I haven't had enough coffee. So that question is, when we did the request for proposal, it was for a master plan for the whole entire campus. And so this is stage 1 of the master plan. There's an additional stage after this that would include the tennis courts and other fields on campus, and how we can maximize those fields and upgrades and so forth. So it wouldn't address a move. Glenn did say there's some activity that can take place, but the baseball field would be addressed after, God willing, we would do this project and execute it.
So no, this is we're you said multi-year, so this is going to go well into into this decade. as far as completion is concerned. That's what it sounds like, at least.
So when we put out, let me be clear, when we put out the request for proposal, the initial request was for a master plan for a multi-year, like how do we invest in our fields? And I want to thank the person that put in that comment and the youth, and the community at large. Listen, this is going to have great, I would argue, roadside real estate appeal when you drive by this district and see the kind of field, is particularly with the natural setup that the track and football field have. It does give you that sense of a stadium field, where other fields don't in Eastern Connecticut. Having said that, we put out for a master plan that would cover all of the fields. This is the first phase.
Just to follow up on what Sean was talking about, I think for fans' sake, we have one of the nicest fields around, as far as where you can sit with the bleachers, the way it comes into that hill. And it's awesome for the fans viewing in those days. And I think this turf field would really finish off that field and make it one of the premier complexes in Eastern Connecticut.
I think that is true. I mean, especially, even the baseball field where it has that stadium seating, and that has been there, since I was a kid. Mm-hmm. So whoever built that, saw into the future on that one, because it's really nice how it's all set up. But I think the big question that I get all the time when it pertains to baseball is that there's absolutely zero drainage on the field. And then we know that's the same thing of the football field as well, but football is a different animal. But as far as baseball is concerned, that's one big concern I keep hearing. So if this is going to be is it just completely secondary compared to everything else? Because the problem's not going to go away, especially at shortstop and second base when it really downpours. There's no drainage.
If I may, Mike, a few years ago, when I was coaching softball years ago, we had a very similar problem on the softball field. And I think to Mr. Waldron's point, we got a bunch of parents together. We went in and we put some drainage along the outfield, infield, outfield line, underground, like some ABS piping, and re-drained it. So I think down the road, that'd be definitely something we have to look at, is how we can get some more drainage out there, get it off to that hill, which over towards the power lines, and make that a better play surface, or give us more opportunity to get it cleared up faster. Agreed.
What would happen? Let's say that and I'm jumping the gun here and I'm going all over the place, but I just really want to know this because I'm nosy. The current soccer field now, the current lacrosse field, what will become of those fields? Is that something that maybe the baseball field can be moved to?
I think the initial study is going to yield the kind of information that we would need to sort of explore those possibilities.
So very simply put, can you guys outline exactly what it is that you're looking to do? Just outline. They did that. I mean, point by point. You want to change the football field.
Well, they're going to change the football field and make it into a multi-purpose athletic field.
Yeah. So you're going to make it more of a stadium feel, you said in the recording?
Well, I think it already has a stadium field with the way the stadium is now.
That's what they mentioned, making it into more of a stadium feel, right?
I mean, I think it's a beautiful stadium as it is now. I think that would be the final touches of getting that nice turf field down there would really finish it off.
Okay, so you're not looking at changing that. You're just going to do the turf field. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah. Well, what it's going to do too, from what I can gather, is that you can play contests, any time of the day, right into the evening. Like Glenn had said, you could have double headers in soccer. Mm-hmm. On the field with the lights and everything. Well, one thing we haven't talked about is track and field.
Right.
So, I mean, that's also going to be something that, if I'm not mistaken, the study is going to look into is it an 8-lane?
That's correct.
Track and just, for different activities. Now, that will also, I would think, open it up and make it more attractive, especially with the space that we have down there,
right,
to make it available for regional tournaments, state tournaments.
I think Glenn can speak to that with his background and as being an athletic director. I think my understanding is, and you have to excuse my ignorance, you can't host certain events here. However, if you have a facility that is compatible with the requirement for state and local competitions, and I'll have Glenn speak to that, you can host things, right?
If you have 8 lanes, you have the ability to host bigger competitions like the ECC championships, those types of things. And also one of the things with the track is our middle school track program is very big. And we've been fortunate. We host most of our meets at home so that we save on transportation for athletic department budgets. So, but with those 8 lanes, we could host more schools here, probably host everything out there. We do also host the QVJC middle school track championships many years. So again, better for parents. It's close to home. All the meets are probably home. So there is benefits down to our middle school and our youth sports, obviously on the weekends too, that use our facilities all the time.
So that's what I mean by like outline what this project will be. What are the deliverables? Like what are the like you're mentioning you can bring the ECC in now with the competitions. Will there be other benefits that will open up because of this as well? I think the community needs to hear that.
So I spoke to some of that before. I think you're going to have greater benefits in terms of bringing in more revenue, and the school district, I think, has proven itself to be a viable force in the community to bring in revenue. I think in terms of students who are looking at potentially other schools to attend because of their facilities, it's going to keep more kids here. And we have expanded our tuition partner towns in the past 3 to 4 years from 4 partner towns to 7. And I think it's going to increase our viability as a competitive presence in the region.
Excellent. Yeah.
So now the study is going to start when, or
so to be determined. I'm like the Board of Finance has graciously approved of the funding, and so right now we're in the practical steps of just getting the contract situated, and once that is signed and delivered, Al Carpenter, who's the project lead, will begin this work.
And how long estimated will the survey take?
That I don't know. I don't have. I know a lot of this work is anticipated to be done over the summer and the fall of 2022.
Okay, so it's not. I mean, people understand this is not something that's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
No,
this is going to be a process.
I can tell you, in talking to parents, in not doing any scientific Quinnipiac radio. SNN poll.
Yeah, we're not.
A lot of parents want this yesterday, and Glennon's living proof that there was certainly, and it's not to be critical. Let me be very clear that there has been a historical urge to get this work done.
I think I think it's great. I think it's well overdue, and I think it's. I mean, personally, I think it's great. You guys are spearheading this project to bring this to Grizzle, because I think this will put us into another level. I've talked to some parents too, and they say, "Well, no, this is not going to be something that's going to keep kids here." See, I think it will. And when you have this type of complex that is right here that they can play on and make it their own, I think that you don't have to get on a bus and drive 45 minutes to get to school.
Well, first of all, I don't want to take credit where I shouldn't. This has been the effort of, remember, that ad hoc committee. We have board members on it, Marty Osga, Shannon Webster, and a number of folks, coaches, youth coaches, and parents. And this has been something that the Board of Ed has really gotten behind, because I think they see the viability of, number one, investing in our students, investing in the community, and investing in the families. And you can't go wrong with that. We've got a great district here where it's great marketability. We've expanded our tuition partner towns. I think I would argue, yes, we can keep kids here, but more importantly, we can attract more students from the sending towns.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think, like you said, though, I've been on the fields before, and they do need an overhaul no matter what.
Well, they're old and they're tired,
right?
Yeah. And I think that's what they're addressing here. Yeah,
and I think, like I was asking, bringing in all those different opportunities that you're opening the door for will probably keep kids here. It's
another chapter.
Yeah,
another chapter. Anything else that we haven't spoken to, or you haven't spoken to yet, that you feel is
So there's a question in the chat I just saw pop up about concession stand. That would be included in the study. Lighting would be included in the study. The potential a new structure that potentially could be a field, what am I looking for to say, Glenn? That could house locker rooms down there. That would
the
be
field house.
The field house that would be in the study. So the study is not. It's supposed to be very comprehensive.
Got it.
Excellent.
Yeah. Ray says, if you build it,
They will come.
they will come.
It's a field of dreams.
There you go. Right in town, too.
Yep.
Mr. Labossiere, anything else you'd like to add this morning?
I'm assuming that's Ray Dewpoint on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the greatest comebacks ever on Thanksgiving against Morgan. Ray was part of that.
Mr. McKenna, anything else you'd like to speak to, or?
No, thanks for getting us in the in on the fly. I know we were going back and forth with emails last week, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, no. I appreciate you guys always, whenever you have the time to, to come on and we can help get information out to inform the community. So we thank you very much for coming on in. And if there's anything else, in the future, always, reach out, Sean and Glenn, we'll get you on like that so we can get it out there.
I think just final, Mike, I think someone had a comment about an 8-lane track. That is the plan, to look at an 8-lane track. I think it's a comment just popped up.
That was Dave Polino. He says, yep. There you go. Very good. I think it's very exciting. It's very, very exciting.
I think it's a long time coming. It's, from what I understand, I haven't been in Griswold that long, but every time you hear a comment about the fields, they need to be redone. So
yeah. Well,
now it's coming, so the community should back it. That's it.
All right, let's go. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Have a great day, guys.
All right, you
Enjoy.
too.
Yeah.
All right, see ya. All right, that's Mr. McKenna and Mr. Labossiere from Griswold Public Schools.
Yeah, it sounds like a great project. Sounds like a great project.
It does. It does. It's exciting. I've been waiting for this for years. There's been talk about it for multiple years.
Yeah.
So
I hear that a lot.
And it's nice that we have people in the community such as Mr. Labossiere and Mr. McKenna that have the time to let's say, hey, look, we want to inform the community. So
that's the way to do it. And they answered my question of why it costs so much money to do the study. I was like, do a study, walk through the fields. You can tell they need to be redone, but then explain why that costs that much. It was great. So
yeah. And we've done there's a poll on the SNSN news page, and basically it says this. Would you vote yes or no to build a new multi-purpose Griswold High School athletic field / stadium? The complex would be for track and field, lacrosse, soccer, and of course football. Right now, it's a little more than it's almost 2-1.
Okay.
It's over 2-1. Yes, as opposed to no. Yes is winning. So, but we would like to know. What your thoughts are. I would ask, please don't throw daggers because that's not going to do anybody any good. Sour grapes isn't going to get anybody anywhere. So, okay, now we have some comments here. Let's see. And it comes up as Facebook user.
Oh, that's always good.
We have a very competitive youth football and cheer program that are the future of Griswold athletics that will utilize this field and continue their high school education and athletics here. And I think that is very important to state. And the reason why I say that is because let's say you have, and God, I hate going here with this, but I know. And I'm assuming that's Jeff Cassidy. Yeah, it is Jeff Cassidy that said that, who's the president of Griswold Youth Football and Cheer.
Okay.
The whole thing with like 6th, 7th, 8th graders that are playing football and cheerleaders that are with Griswold Youth Cheer. They're out on this field and they see fields from other towns and other schools, and they go, I could possibly go here. And I know this is going to sound stupid, but I'm going to risk it anyway. And it's like, oh, this is nice and clean and shiny and new, and I want to be a part of that.
That's what they see. That's what they know.
So, it's like, when my second car that I ever owned was a van, and the only reason why I wanted it is because it was done up in the back, had a little bed, So it was the blank truck.
It's a potty wagon.
Right. And the first word rhymed with truck. And that's my mother called it. And of course I wanted it. Why? Because of that. And it had a great stereo.
Mm-hmm.
The engine sucked, but you know what? And I didn't find that until after the fact. But it, on the surface, it was like, oh my God, this is what a 17-year-old boy needs.
Yeah, that's what they know.
So here we go.
It's all
Same
marketing.
thing. You go to Ledyard. You go to Killingly High School that has the VOAG program that Grizzle kids can go to, and you see that field, and it's like, oh, it's like you start to levitate, right? Then you look and see what we have here, and it's like, well, that's old.
Yeah.
That's why I was
mentioning
more romantic. It's more exciting.
That's why I was mentioning the stadium look, because you go to some schools and it's like you're walking through a stadium.
Yeah.
So that's what I was mentioning. That's like you said, the outside appearance is what matters. And that's what they're going to see. So that's what they want to play on. It's good marketing.
Yes. So Jeff, thanks for your comments, and hope you had a good time in Ireland. Jesus, Maria Joseph. Dave says the detractors of building this are the same people who will say the youth of today is lazy and don't leave their houses. This would potentially change that narrative, and kids go out and start playing.
Well, you got to invest in your kids for the future. You have to.
But I don't think this is just an investment in the kids. This is an investment in education, and this is an investment in the community.
Yeah.
So now, last thing I just said, there's an investment in the community. The reason why I said that is because you got to look at organizations like Grizzled Youth Football and Cheer. Who do you think uses that field?
Right.
When the high school's not using it.
Everybody.
Right, but youth football and cheer are using it. So how much of an advantage would that be if you have a kid that starts in micros and plays and plays and plays, and all of a sudden, he gets into seniors, and the next step is high school. He's been playing on this field for years, and he likes the field because it's new, it's whatever, and it's home.
Well, you take a look down south.
Yeah.
I mean, those programs are huge. Why? Look at the stadiums. Look at the.
Yeah, but high school football down in the South is a totally different vibe altogether.
But my question would be, why? Look at the investment they put into it.
Yeah.
Look at the money that goes into it. There's a huge pride in it.
Yeah.
And it starts there. Everything starts there.
I know in Arkansas, a high school game, you get 10,000 people. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy. It's huge business. It's huge business. It's a multi-million-dollar industry in one town.
Just the feeling of being in an environment like that. It's
Joanne says, I wonder how much taxes will go up.
Probably wouldn't even feel it. You start talking about
Joanne, this is not, I don't want you to take this the wrong way because this is not aimed at you. But I wonder how much my coffee at Dunkin' Donuts is going to go up next year.
No.
Because you'll spend more money at Dunkin' Donuts over the year than your taxes will go up.
That's what I'm saying. You won't feel it with the mill rate.
Yeah.
The community sucking that in, you're not going to feel it.
Oh, no, it'll raise taxes.
Yeah, but I'm saying how much you as an individual pay.
Right.
Yeah.
A couple $100 a year.
If that.
Something like that. Right. Yeah. Which comes out to be another $10 a month.
Yeah.
But how will that affect the community? And how will that affect going forward, business coming in? I mean, this is a game changer on so many levels.
Yeah.
It's not just, the kids get a new field. It's not that at all. No. It's much more than that.
Like the superintendent was mentioning, Mr. McKenna, you're bringing in those kids from the other towns. Now those towns are putting money in the pot. There's tuition.
Yep.
So when you look at the ranges, you might not have to even worry about it.
But what about even just concession sales and merchandise sales and stuff like that? Yeah. Everything balloons at this point. People come in eating breakfast, before a game in the morning, at one of the restaurants here. This is just something that could really be a boost to the community. It's going to take a while. It's not going to be tomorrow. I mean,
I think that's part of the problem. The community and everybody right now is we want now.
Soup to nuts. I think you're looking 3 to 5 years,
probably. Yeah.
Before this really kind of gets in there. So
yeah.
So anyway, all right, we are going to take a quick break, and we will be back in just a moment or so. And one of the things that I want to go ahead and speak to this morning was all of the excitement that we had on Ashland Street last night. Oh my God.
Was it exciting?
It was exciting, but it wasn't anything that people thought it was going to be. I'll tell you that.
No way.
So wait to hear the real story in a minute right here on SNSN.
Spring is here and Easter is almost here as well. Spring flowers and arrangements are now ready for you at Jewett City Greenhouse and Florist. There's no better place to get a beautiful Easter lily, either for yourself or as a gift. The D'Amico family has been serving our area for 4 generations. Remember, they also have the perfect solution for weddings, proms, memorial services, and Mother's Day is just around the corner too. Order on JewettCityFlorist.com or visit their store on Ashland Street. Jewett City Florist and Greenhouse is a proud sponsor of Griswold Baseball.
There are all sorts of advertisements that ask you to shop local. When you think local car service and repair, look to Winton Automotive on North Main Street, Jewett City. When you go to Winton Automotive, you deal directly with the owner, Ken Winton. How's that for peace of mind? Brakes, tires, oil changes, or general maintenance. And Winton Automotive even posts helpful info on Facebook that may prevent costly repairs. Winton Automotive, North Main Street, Jewett City, proud sponsor of Wolverine Baseball on SNSN.
Hi, I'm Harry, the Tooth Fairy. Or at least I used to be the Tooth Fairy. Business was great. Then people started discovering Griswold Dental. Dr. Norman Katzoff and his staff can do things to help you keep your teeth longer. It's enough to make an old Tooth Fairy cry. Griswold Dental can do all the work in-house. Imagine a new crown in 2 hours. They even know how to make dental anxiety go away. They even have a laser that can help with your gums. Griswold Dental will make you want to smile again. They can restore, clean, and help prevent all those problems that keep me in business. Dr. Katzoff and his staff will make you feel like family. They're friendly and you'll be comfortable. Contact Griswold Dental today and set up an appointment. 860-376-2624. 860-376-2624. Griswold Dental, 87 Slater Avenue, Jewett City. Tell them the Tooth Fairy sent you.
Mike Minarski and Rich Wasselick in the morning and 80s all day and night.
They're not human. They control the Matrix. SN.
They control the Matrix. God, more than half the people have dumped out of the broadcast after.
That's what they wanted to hear.
Yeah. We should. Sean, come back. Jack, come back. Jack.
You got what?
All right, Mr. Emmanuel here. I want to speak to your comment here. It says it's more than just football and cheer. It's soccer, lacrosse, track, blah. Yeah, we heard that.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about that.
Yeah,
we talked about that. I think probably
everything.
before you came into the broadcast. So yeah, just so you know, that was addressed. All of those sports that you just mentioned. And which I think we all felt it was important. So because I think the focus immediately goes to football.
Well, I think that's automatic most of the time.
Sure. But there are so many other sports that kids play. It's not just football.
Say lacrosse is becoming huge right now.
Lacrosse, soccer, track and field is growing.
Mm-hmm.
So these are all things that are going to benefit from this. So you are completely correct, John, making that comment. Let's see, Victoria, the Queen of Corgis. Since they developed an ad hoc committee, I would think they would look into grants, et cetera, to help fund the project.
I'm sure they are. Yeah,
sure.
A lot of the people on that committee I know, they're not going to look to spend as much money as possible.
We got a senior center now. We got a junior center.
That's what I'd like to see, kind of, is a youth.
Huh?
I'd like to, at some point, see a youth center that is bigger and more. I think the community, like I said, the community needs to invest in the youth of the future. That's one of the big things, I think. So,
are you talking like a community center?
Yeah, someplace where the kids can go and in a nicer place.
You know what? With the amount of people that practice go to the Church of NIMBY, that's not going to happen. I mean, you see the complaints about the senior center crying out loud, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and then people go, well, we can do the whole thing on a community center, and it's like, no, you can't. And even have you looked at other towns and what they've actually spent on community centers?
Mm-hmm.
It's not that way. And Willimantic spent over 25, just about 20. I think the proposal was the one was like 23 or to 25 million dollars for a community center, and that's usually about what they cost, considering what everything has to go into them.
Oh yeah, everything is huge now. All the requirements and everything. Yeah,
And I think we have to realize too how much it does cost to build a building.
Everything costs big money now.
You know, you can't just say, "Oh, $9 million." Oh, well, geez, we'll get the Taj Mahal.
Yeah, because you can't fill your car up without getting a loan now. So
exactly. Oh, I know. Sheesh.
Everything's going to cost more money now.
Yeah, and that is very true. So yeah, community center is going to be much more expensive than $8-9 million. So
yeah.
So with that being said, are we going to get it anytime soon? Probably not, unless something starts coming into
that's what I'm saying. You need to
the
bring
community,
stuff in.
more business, and that's not happening either.
No, it's getting more complicated and more complicated to even do that.
Yeah, it's like we got ideas, but
then anybody shoots it down too. That's
let us wait to see if we can put a shovel under the ground first, and start opening places.
Yeah.
Good morning, Sarah. She says, not to be controversial, but can we start by fully funding the GHS girls lacrosse team? Isn't it ironic that they have to self-fund through fundraising while we are talking about building them a multi-million-dollar field? Balance seems off there.
Really? Well, first I heard about that.
Yeah, the girls lacrosse team is self-funded. They have to raise money for everything.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
It's like the middle school cheer team, the cheer competition team.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Was that private?
Fundraise.
Is that private or is that through the school?
No, it's through the school.
Is it? Okay.
But Melissa's fundraising all the time. They just fundraise, to get new uniforms. They just raised a little more than a couple $1,000s. And all right, so we're talking about how much money we think we can get a community center for. Do you have any idea how much cheerleading outfits cost? Holy crap!
I can imagine it's probably
expensive. She got mock-ups done, and I'm sitting on the couch, and she was telling me how much these things. It's unreal. Just when you think that they're really expensive, and I'm getting an education. I never thought it was going to cost $2,000, $2,500 for all of them. I think it was like 15 of them.
Wow.
Maybe if she's there, she'll tell me how many. But
I know my son's.
It's enormous.
My son's when he was playing football at Grasso, they all had to fundraise. Same thing with all the teams he's been on. So it's all the way around a lot.
Yeah. So like when the Griswold middle school cheerleaders go on a competition, there are things that they have to make sure they can fund, like a bus if they're going to go to a competition.
They have to pay for that too. Huh?
Yeah. It all comes out of their account. These girls, they fundraise just like the girls lacrosse team. So that's that's a thing, man. That's a thing.
You would think our taxes you pay would go into all that, but it's probably not enough.
That's a whole different ball of wax.
Yes.
So let me ask you a question. I don't even know if you can speak, if it's even fair to ask you this, but like I was looking at the town budget, and just the amount of money that the fire department requested for recruiting and retention.
Yeah,
that got dorked down by like $50,000, or they want to. The town wants to cut that.
Yeah,
or should I say is it the selectmen that have suggested a cut in that?
Also, what we 100% don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. It went to the Board of Finance, from what I understand, and all of a sudden, boom, they didn't even know about it. They just, the first time they looked at it was when.
Because I don't want to point fingers if they don't.
No, I don't know who wanted to cut it. Honestly,
but with the Jewett City Fire Department being volunteer only, and
it's huge. That's
right, and membership is low.
Yeah, recruitment and retention is one of the most important things that you need right now. And you don't. Here's the thing: people don't realize you lose your volunteers. What do they have to put in?
Time.
Money, time, gas, time away from your families, time away from everything. Some people leave work. Some
risk your life.
Yeah, and then you get a dinner at the end of the year. That's honestly, that's what we get, a dinner and maybe a couple t-shirts once in a while if you need a t-shirt, because we have to go out and, put the flag up for the department. But that's all you get.
Yeah.
And you get a retention check at the end of the year, which honestly gets taxed also. So you lose a lot of that.
Here's the beautiful Melissa says. So, haha. Don't hate. Middle school coaches don't get paid either. We volunteer, she says.
Yeah,
because she is the middle school head.
Yep.
Cheerleader coach.
So you're putting their time in.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of the stuff is done.
And I know how much stress she goes through. I see it.
Yeah. So a lot of these things,
she loves it.
People don't realize a lot of these organizations, coaches, firefighter, EMTs, anybody that works in the community, they're doing it on their own time. Most of it's volunteer.
Well, yeah, okay, but you look at it in high school, okay? The baseball coach, he gets paid.
Very
the football
small
coach,
stipend, though, right?
I don't know what the amount is. I don't know.
I think it's a very small stipend that a lot of those.
I don't think it's as very small as you think. I think it's
Yeah.
The football coach, he gets paid.
Yeah, I don't know how much. But
again, they're coming back.
Yeah.
But
here's the thing too. What are they putting into the program? What are they putting into it?
I think they're making more than you think. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't know. I'm not thinking anything because I have no idea. But
the cheerleading coach at the high school gets paid.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is that through the teachers also? Is she a teacher? I don't know. Okay.
Private
outside
citizen.
in person. Okay.
Yeah. Volleyball coach gets paid.
Wonder what the reason is. What's the difference? I don't
know.
Yeah. But now also speaking to what you were talking about, the retention and recruitment and all that.
Yeah.
That you lose the volunteers, you have to now replace that with a paid staff. You're looking at huge. People want to talk about the money that's going to go into building this field.
Yep.
You're looking at paying a firefighter $20, $25 an hour sometimes when you're including everything else. Then you're looking at the risk and everything. You're looking at putting 2 on. That's big money. That's because the town's going to end up paying in the back end. So you're saving a lot of money by recruiting and retention. That's a drop in the pot compared to what you're going to have to pay a paid firefighter. So.
Ray says that he believes coaches get paid about $3,500. Okay, so 12-week season, $1,200 a month.
That's not bad.
Not bad.
No,
it's decent.
It's a nice little income.
More than the selectmen make.
Yeah.
Second and third.
Right? Yeah.
Let's see here. John says, I know there's a committee for the field, but I don't know how to find them. Is there more information about who and where they meet? Is there a place to offer recommendations?
No, Shannon Webster's on the committee. I know that.
Yeah. Matter of fact, John, if you go to the Grizzled and just simply put in Google, Grizzled Board of Education, and you can look at all the boards and all the boards and all the ad hoc committees are there as well. And then as well as the email addresses. So simply just put in Grizzled Board of Education and the website will come up.
I know you can at least email Shannon. I know that. So I know her email's on the bottom, right?
Who?
Shannon Webster.
Shannon Webster. Yeah. Oh, they're all accessible.
Yeah.
All of them. Laura says, I believe the pay-to-play program works. I think more schools should have it. And then Melissa turns around and says, in this district, it would not work. There are too many kids that couldn't pay and be excluded. And I want to go one step further on that and say the ones that can play travel ball and AAU. So there is pay-to-play programs out there, just not through the school. Unless you're playing girls lacrosse and they have to pay for it anyway.
I'll say a lot of schools did go to pay to play for everybody. I don't know about around here. I don't think Griswold is, but a lot of districts did go to. I know Montville did. A few other ones did pay. You have to at least put a little bit of a nut in there to play. So
yeah.
And I don't think it was too much money, but
the boys lacrosse team, they were self-funded for a while.
Yeah,
until they became a full-fledged team, I guess.
We'll see. Trying to think if we paid for anything on my son on the state level for that. I know some of the we had to put some money in, but it wasn't really pay to play. It was more towards uniforms and stuff like that. It was, so you kind of are paying to play, but
yeah, pay to play is totally different. That's basically AAU. You're paying to play or travel. I'm being on a travel team, whether it's basketball, baseball.
But that's big
football.
money, right? 1,000 or something like that.
Depends on the sport.
Yeah.
Like I know one gentleman who his daughter plays basketball, and it's not really as much as an AAU team as it is a travel team.
Yeah.
Now this team, they'll go to Virginia, Kentucky, Pennsylvania, all over the place.
That's
so yeah,
big travel.
yeah. So there's a lot of money there.
You're not going to Killingly. You're going to
no. Of course not.
Yeah.
Then you have AAU, which pretty much stays in the same auditorium somewhere, and there's multiple teams, so it's different. Or
it's like a tournament level type of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but those are pay to play.
Yeah. But it's not through the school though, right? It's just AAU. It's a totally separate organization.
Right. Yeah. Club lacrosse is upwards of $2,500 a year to play.
Damn. I don't know how they expect anybody to pay that much money.
Now you know why they want a new complex. Sports is big business.
Yeah.
Ray says AAU is a joke. If you have money, you play. It's not the best kids like it was 25 years ago.
Right.
Oh, I disagree. I know a young boy who loves to play basketball. I know a young boy who played AAU every year. I know this same young boy and mother paid same dollars everybody else did. And this young boy played 1 to 3 minutes a game.
Yeah.
So with that theory of saying, well, you play, you pay. I mean, you play. Well, both ways.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily true.
Right. So they're being tried out like everybody else.
I think AAU is a business.
Yep.
And it's a money pit.
Yeah. That's a lot of it is I don't think you can hear his radio.
No. I don't think there's much development there.
Okay.
I think it's more like street ball.
So you're playing to be in a league, just like you're playing Little League, but you're not.
Yeah.
It's not free.
Right, but it's street ball with a structure, I guess you could say.
Okay.
And there are coaches like, and there are like high school teachers and coaches that do coach these teams.
Okay.
But just because you're paying, it doesn't mean you're playing.
Okay.
So, and I would get steamed. I would get sitting there going, why aren't they putting them in? And it's like,
wasn't the coach's favorite? Or?
No, I don't know. It had nothing to do with that.
Strategy?
Maybe, they wanted to win. All I do is win. Why don't you go, all the good should do is play. You know what? That's what it's supposed to be. Let them play.
Let them have fun.
It's not the freaking Super Bowl. It's
not?
No.
Oh.
It's not the NBA Finals. It's
some of the,
AAU.
Said some of the way.
Let them play.
The way some of them act, you'd think they were multi-million-dollar contracts for a football team.
So, anyway, I hope baseball gets the rub on this too. That's the one sport they're really not talking about.
Yeah, well, that's why I was curious. That's why I was saying outline what the product is. They said they were looking at the baseball fields, but are they going seriously looking at it, or are they just looking at?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I was looking for. What is the outline of? What are you looking at specifically?
I can tell you right now.
They don't know.
They don't look at baseball as a moneymaker. They really don't. Yeah. Football. That's their bread and butter right there. Right? And indoor sports. Because you can charge an admission to.
You can't cancel because of the weather.
Right. Yeah. So basketball, you're paying $5 to get in. Or $7 to get in. Whatever. Football, you're paying to get in. Baseball? Nope. You're just walking on up.
Yeah, how do you control that? You
don't.
Yeah.
That's just it. you'd have to have a whole new structure.
Yeah.
To do
That's
that.
why I was wondering, are you looking at doing a whole stadium look for
Yeah.
the whole area, or is it just?
But it's not just Griswold. I mean, you have to look at other towns too and what they're doing. Even Killingly plays at Owen Bell Park.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, in Dayville, Plainfield plays in a it's a decent field, but it's in a fishbowl above.
I was gonna say it's on top.
It's on top of a hill. It's on Shepherd Hill.
Yeah.
You know, so none of these Turtle-Ot's like an afterthought. You know, with their field, it's like somewhere in the back. It really is.
We'll mow it next week. Yeah.
You know, so baseball, as far as, you know, some sort of a financial grab for schools,
It's too bad.
it's not. It is too bad. You know, so same thing with track and field. You know, wrestling, you pay an admission to. See, the indoor sports they can do because you can.
Well, I know
control them.
wrestling, you don't get as big of a crowd watching either.
Huh?
Wrestling, you don't get as big of a crowd. When I used to go watch wrestling once in a while, you had very small crowd watching. But when you do the big tournament, that's when you get the people.
Sarah says AAU is big business, which is kind of what we're speaking to. Coaches make big money. They have one elite team as a showcase and then several moneymaker teams with kids paying big bucks to sit in teams of 15 with the same 5 on the court. And that's what I was talking to a couple of minutes ago. You know, you get this one kid who loves basketball. All he wants to do is play basketball and will go make sure he's at the practices, make sure he's at all the games to sit.
Do they have? Well,
That's where I lose all respect for coaches when
you were saying,
especially at that level. Right
you were
there.
saying they don't get as much instruction either, right? That's what you were saying?
No, it's more like organized street ball.
So when they have practices, what are they doing?
They don't have many practices.
No, that's
no. Ray comments AAU ruins the local youth sports programs.
What you're saying?
Yeah, I'm not.
But I would think also that when they're going to all those practices and games, just sitting there, they probably lose the encouragement. They lose the.
But see, if you're one of those parents that are sitting there, you know, that their kid is starting every single game. Yeah, you're sitting there, go, yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
well, of course,
of course it is.
Yeah.
But if your kid was sitting the bench, no.
But when you're saying it ruins the local sports, I mean, I was wondering if you were speaking to the fact that they lose the self-respect when they're sitting on the bench. They lose the drive also, or is it just because it's sucking out of the pool of kids that are going to play in the school? That's.
Yeah. I don't know. Screwy. All right, I want to take a quick break. We're finally going to get to the subject of Ashland Streeter bust. We'll talk about that in a minute, hopefully, right here on SNSN.
Downtown Ashland.
Life is full of choices. At Jewett City Savings Bank, we can make one choice easy, finding the right checking account. We offer a range of affordable accounts to fit your budget and needs, and each gives you the freedom to access your money the way you want, online, through our mobile app, or with your debit card. It's your money and your choice. To learn more about the account that's right for you, stop by one of our offices or visit us at jcsbank.com. Jewett City Savings Bank, member FDIC.
Don't just wish for a winning deal. Make it Dish. It will make it real. Don't just wish. Make it Dish.
Hey everyone, this is Ellis Dish from Dish Motors. We're back better than ever with our new sales and service center on Route 32 in North Franklin. Everyone says there's nothing better than dealing with the dishes, and here's why. Selection. We have the area's largest inventory of off-lease, one-owner vehicles of all makes and models. You name it, we got it, or I'll get it for you at no additional charge. Quality. Each vehicle goes through a rigorous 120-point safety and quality check. Nothing leaves the lot without my personal approval. Convenience. We have financing sources for almost any situation. We offer on-site registration processing, and we have maintenance programs for years of stress-free ownership. And now open for all your maintenance needs. Our full-service repair facility, where oil changes start at just $19.99. Call today for your appointment or just stop by. So save thousands and deal with the dishes. Route 32, North Franklin. Or check us out online at dishfranklin.com. Or ring us, 860-383-4750.
Don't just wish. Make it Dish.
Hi, my name is Dr. Katina Simmons. I'm the optometrist and the new owner of Grizzled Eye Care, formerly the office of Dr. Joel Zuckerbaum. I would like to welcome you and your family to make an appointment today for an eye exam. Even though the name has changed, we are still providing the same family-friendly eye care as Dr. Z. We are located at 8 North Main Street in Jewett City. You can also find Grizzled Eye Care on Facebook and send us a message. Don't forget that eye exams correlate to your whole body health too. It's not just new glasses and contacts. So come see me, Dr. Katina Simmons, at the all-new Grizzled Eye Care, formerly Dr. Zuckerbaum's. Hope to see you soon.
Hi, Miranda Mahoney here from Grizzle Pride, your local drug prevention coalition. So, marijuana, now legal in Connecticut, but there are some things you really should know. It's only legal for people 21 and older. And always, always secure your cannabis products like edibles, vape pens, dabs, and of course marijuana in a locking storage container and keep it out of sight and of reach of kids. Kids don't know the difference between a THC edible gummy and a candy gummy you might buy at a store. There's many resources available at grizzlepride.org or our Facebook and Instagram pages. And parents, you are your child's greatest influence. Talk early, talk often about the risks of substance use on their developing brains. Check out grizzlepride.org. grizzlepride.org. grizzlepride.org.
Live from Main Street.
Your community radio.
Mike Minarski and Rich Wasilick in the morning. And 80s all day and night.
SNSN.
All right, we're back and locked and loaded. Can we say that?
Locked.
Jesus.
Hey, you turned me on.
I know, but you scream into the microphone sometimes.
What?
There's this thing called microphone control, right? So the louder you get, the kind you want to back up a little bit, and everything, but you don't want to sit here and go, right when you're on top of the. See, like you're doing
quietly?
now.
You want me to talk quietly like that?
No. It's not the point. So it's like that's why you have to utilize your headphones. It's like. The louder your voice gets, you're going to come back in here. Are you going to distort? You see what I'm doing? I'm directing my voice elsewhere, but it's still in the microphone.
What?
He's hopeless.
I hear that a lot.
I'm so sorry, Mrs. Watsilick. I'm sorry, Kathy. All right, Sarah, you make a really good point. I was reading this comment when we were at break here. It's Montville has an awful baseball field.
At the high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
St. Bernard's Field is the old soccer field. It's kind of square. Not a diamond.
Well, I was telling you, the Montville where I played, you have two fields in one. So you're actually hitting the ball at each other.
If Grizzle is that tufted? Is that a word? Tufted? I don't even know what tufted means.
What is tufted? Yeah.
If they tufted their infield, they would have a great field.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Touched up?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm sure she knows what she's talking about. And Laura says, use your inside voice, Rich.
I only have one.
All right. Lori makes a long comment, which we appreciate.
Yeah, I was looking at that. What is...
Well, I'm going to, since you can't see it, I'm going to read it to you. Most competitive leagues are money makers now in all sports. So when they say it ruins local leagues, they mean everyone who can afford higher level sports gets a spot, whether the skill level is there or not.
Yeah.
That takes the kids away from the recreational level of play and make those leagues struggle.
Mm-hmm.
All high level leagues are washed out. Many years ago, you actually had to be top of the top to make those teams, but people caught on that they could make money. And it ruined the entire sports system.
That's what I was asking you before.
100%.
Yep.
100%. Victoria said, I think she meant turfed. And Sarah goes,
okay.
Yes, turfed.
Okay.
No glasses. LOL. So, I mean, this subject can go on and on and on, which I hope it does, because that's how good ideas come forth, right?
Yeah.
And that's why we like to do these forums, because good ideas come out. And if you notice, the conversations that we have here, it's not like the crap on Grizzle now.
No.
People actually say nice things. They want to be part of the solution. And we appreciate that.
And it's real info.
I'm waiting for somebody to go, hey, why does Atlantic Broadband suck? Oh, excuse me, Breeze Line.
Well, speaking of Griswold now, I heard you had the duck last night. That's
what?
Shots were fired and you had the duck.
No. I wasn't even there. I was doing a baseball game, and I looked at Scott Fryer while we're doing the baseball game. I said, "Why? Why is it that whenever big news breaks, I'm not around?"
Well, that's why it's not safe.
Oh, God. So anyway, Scott, who filled in for John Harden yesterday.
Okay.
Real trooper, man. Real trooper. I had to split, and he kept the game going. So that's true pro right
Excellent.
there. Yep. So I went home and I gotta say this because I feel bad. So there's people in my driveway when I get there, and I'm like, get out of my driveway. And the reason why I say that was because it was a shelter in place order.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the bullets are going to start raining out, and I don't want to be picking up carcasses off my front lawn.
Mm-hmm.
Well, dude, I have to admit, I was an asshole.
Really?
I was.
Hmm.
I acted like a complete jerk. And there was one gentleman said, and he even said to me, he goes, "I have permission to be here." Well, I said, given him permission.
Oh, okay.
And I just wanted everybody out, but I continued to act like a big jerk, and I did. And one guy got mad at me, and we almost got into a fight.
Really?
Oh yeah. And and he was right. I was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I went over. I tried to talk to him. He goes, "You're gonna come over to me right now, man?" He goes, "I'm gonna punch you right in the mouth." I'm like, "Look, I'm trying to apologize to you." He goes, "You want to apologize?" I said, "Yeah, I do." And then he went, "All right," and we actually hugged it out. So,
really?
well, I know the guy. I mean,
okay.
we were from town and stuff. It was. I felt bad about it. I did because I was
pressure of the moment.
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, if I'm an asshole, I can admit I'm being an asshole. I was being an asshole. So, and I apologize to you, my man. He knows it is.
Okay.
I don't think he may not. I don't think I haven't seen him in here, but
okay.
So I went over to him again and I apologized. I still feel bad about it because I don't like doing that to people, but I was just so amped up and I didn't want anybody to get hurt. And I certainly didn't want anybody to get hurt, on my land,
Yeah.
But I went about it the wrong way. So
hey,
when I'm remorseful, I'm really remorseful. It's just the way it is. Thanks, Ken. Ryan, Kenneth. Jerk. Did you read the comment?
No, I can't see.
I'm not going to put that one up.
No, yeah, I can't see anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I was. It was wrong. So anyway, I got home, and there are literally troopers surrounding a house with their rifles out. And turns out, I mean, there's like, oh my God, was it a murder suicide? Oh my God, did somebody get shot? Oh my God, I mean,
I saw something about a drive-by.
A drive-by?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No. My God, look at the chalk line. My God, it was somebody. No, it was none of that.
Yeah.
It was absolutely none of that. It turned out, no, this is what I had found out so far. And it's from a very reputable, I mean, you can't get much more of a reputable source. I got this from. There's a couple of dudes
just screwing
around with a gun. Pop, pop, pop. Went through their wall into the next apartment, which is across the driveway, into their wall, into where somebody was playing a video game.
Wow.
Him and his kid.
Wow.
One bullet made it through, one kind of disintegrated. But if the guy was sitting where it was, he could have hit him.
If it didn't disintegrate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So, was it an accident?
That's what they're going to find out.
From what I heard from one of the property owners, there was no intent to hurt anybody. But then again, you don't know what's going to come out, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But
what they said at the moment.
But of course, and most people want to sensationalize it. And say, "Oh my God, they're shooting at somebody. Oh my God, it was a drive-by. Oh my God, they went fishing." I don't know. So,
sounds like some lucky people, though. That's
yeah. I mean, anybody's lucky when a gun goes off and nobody gets hurt.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Daryl says, Daryl from the Healthy Computer, School Street, Jewett City. He knows viruses. Hi, Daryl. Can you call me back? Yeah, my laptop's got COVID. Can you help me? Well, just let it rest. Give it fluids. If you get it fluids, it'll short out. Oh, right, thanks. Daryl says, I love how people freak out about cops being around with their guns out. Last time I checked, cops carry guns all the time.
They're pretty well trained in it.
Yeah.
They have to recertify every year.
Yeah, they have.
It's not an easy certification process. Yeah.
But there were a couple of times where they were actually getting ready. You could tell there was something happening.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I think the guys that were inside, because they did detain 2 gentlemen. Whether they got arrested or not, I don't know. I didn't see anybody get taken away.
Really?
No, I didn't. I think they did a complete investigation that lasted into the night, into the middle of the night. So if they did get arrested, we'll find out, and I'll have something on that later. But let me see if there's anything actually right now. I haven't checked in an hour. I can tell you right now. Let's see. What was this? Weird. Okay.
Nothing.
No. Nope. Yeah, Melissa goes, yeah, about the cops wearing guns. Yep. On their hip and locked in a holster. Not a rifle pointed and ready, which was yesterday.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was pretty obvious shots were fired. They got called there for that. So they're not
and then the shots were not fired by state police.
Right. Well, I mean, they're going to be ready for whatever's going to happen.
Yeah. So, and Melissa heard the shot. She was out in the back, with the dogs, and all of a sudden, pop, pop, and she texted me. She goes, I heard gunshots. So, and then there was, like people saying, no, there was no gunshots. Well, it was verified. There were gunshots.
Wow.
But not for the reasons people are going to sensationalize.
Yeah. Well, I think either way, they're going to get pinched for something.
Well, I'm sure there'll be something.
Unsafe discharge, or who knows? It's
reckless endangerment.
Yeah, all that too. On top of
operating a drug factory.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably looking at 2 counts because of the father and son in the apartment, like you said.
Oh, so you know more than you're letting on.
No, that's going by what you were saying.
I never said father and son.
You said the poor little.
I did not.
I'm assuming the. No, I don't know anything honestly, but I was going by what you were saying. It's you said the kid and the older man. That's what I assumed they were father and son. But they, I would imagine that right there is going to be minimum probably 2 counts of reckless. So.
You keep a straight face. Well,
no, I don't know anything.
I know.
I was going by I'm just assuming they were father and son after playing video games together. So,
all right. So, Mr. Passive Aggressive, Ryan Hargraves. Clearly, they should have called a social worker and left the rifles.
Yeah, yeah. That's what people want. Send the social workers in. They'll talk them down.
It cracks me up. because the thing is when he says stuff, it's really, it's uber sarcastic. But there's a lot of truth to it sometimes.
Well, that's what a lot of people wanted for a while, right?
Oh, Daryl says, was Alec Baldwin there? Oh, the jokes are coming. See, you know what? Gunshots, nobody's hurt. People in custody. Okay, we can make jokes now.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Here we go. Ryan goes, you're welcome. Swear to God, the guy makes me chuckle. It really does. If you ever sit in a room, with him more than 20 minutes, right? You can think, what a sarcastic son of a bitch he is, right? He's real, but he's hilarious.
Sweet.
He was like, all right, Ricky Gervais, who hosts, some award shows and everything. He's the English guy, and he's just nasty, worse than Chris Rock, and never got slapped. This is Ricky Gervais of Griswold. So anyway, the incident, even though it was a long time on Ashland Street, when they were doing,
that was a long time.
there was a cop in the bushes, there was a cop in the front on each side of the driveway, over on the youth center parking lot. I mean, they had this place completely surrounded. These guys, they had canines. It was full goose bozo in there.
Yeah. So they're not going to screw around with shots of fire.
No, but it wasn't what everybody was saying that it was. So,
wow.
Ray Bone says Ricky Gervais, the best host they ever had, and he's right. Go back on YouTube and watch some of this shit. He's hilarious. Oh God! I assume they were enforcing the stop sign at Carly Avenue. Somebody else said that too.
They rolled through the stop sign.
Yeah. Guns everywhere. So that's the next thing. Does Jewett City get a police force back? Should they?
Do I think they should have one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
No. I'm asking.
No, that's what I'm saying. Why not? I mean, then you have full control over them. You have.
Why don't we just have a Griswold Police Department?
Yeah.
I mean, I would think that I'm not a financial genius. We all know that. But the borough does what they can by paying for 2 resident troopers. And then there are, supplemental troopers that come through.
Yeah. They drive through once in a while.
And when people say there's never a trooper around, oh yeah, they are. Because these guys are like ninjas. Because all of a sudden they pop up out of nowhere. So
they know where to sit strategically and stuff. Yeah.
But not just in Jewett City. They could be somewhere, boom, boom. Next thing you know, there's 5 of them.
Yeah. You got to understand, this is also the last town between Troop D and E. This is so you have Troop D officers close by, and you have Troop E officers. And
Daryl just says, why bother? The state police are here all the time now anyways.
So you pay them to be here. You're still paying them to be here.
Well, you're paying
resident troopers.
But you're not paying for the road guys.
Right, and they're not going to come into Jewett City for the hell of it. They'll be on the outskirts.
I think they do it. I think they do anyway. I mean, Jewett City has 2 resident troopers. There's one in Lisbon. And there's one in Sprague.
Right, well, if you're calling 911 from Jewett City, you're not getting a trooper from somewhere else unless they need backup for some reason.
Right, but there are troopers that they're going to roam Griswold too.
Maybe
not just Jewett
I'm
City.
just saying it's not guaranteed. Yeah, it's a maybe.
Well, all I can tell you is for all of the cops they say that they are not, I see them all over the place.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, because a lot of the times they're given area sectors and they patrol the sectors.
Yeah,
which could be 3 towns. So it's not,
and they're never far away.
No,
I'm
definitely
telling
not.
you,
Yeah,
they're like ninjas. But I still think that if the Griswold town of Griswold and the borough combined resources, I think we could have a Griswold police force.
Yeah, it could be small, but it could be a real police force.
Or constabulary, like Danielson has right now. They have a constabulary that works with a resident trooper.
Yeah, a lot of towns do. I just did a class yesterday in Colchester. They're a constabulary department. So.
And a lot of I think, if not all of them, the constables in Killingly are retired troopers.
Are they?
I know there's one of them.
They have constables in Killingly?
Yeah, or Danielson.
Okay.
So.
And they have full powers. It's not like people think.
Yeah. All right. We are going to get out of here. Regionalization? That's blasphemy.
Is that Ryan?
Yeah. Is that Ryan?
Don't say that word anywhere.
Oh, God. All right. We're out of here. Thank you very much for coming on by tomorrow. We're going to have Ray Churchill and kids from the play Grease That's going to be tomorrow morning.
AJ's coming in?
8:45. I don't know what kids are coming in.
Okay.
Ray's going to bring them, though.
Excellent.
So we will see them tomorrow.
Sing it.
Tomorrow, tomorrow. I love you. Tomorrow.
You got a sexy voice, you know?
You're always a day away. It's ASMR radio. Go back to bed. See you tomorrow.
Good night.
Bye.
Hi, this is Lisa Griffin, Connecticut Savings Bank. Well, some banks offer checking account rewards, and some banks rebate ATM withdrawal fees. At Eastern, we say, why choose? Check out our Casasa checking accounts and find out how you can get both. For more information, visit bankeasternct.com, call us at 860-889-7381, or stop by any of our branches.